Hi guys, I'm Andy. Welcome back to Backpacking UK, the YouTube channel that's all about hiking, backpacking and wild camping. Right, today I'm in Loch Lomond and the Trossachs in Scotland to take on two Munros. So I've got Ben Vorlich and Stuc Chroin to take on. So both over 3,000 feet, hoping to do an epic summit camp. Now the weather, it's not quite as predicted. It was supposed to be blue sky and sunshine right now, so this wild camping trip might not go to plan, but it doesn't matter. Scotland, usually 4 seasons in one day, every day, so you've got to take the rough with the smooth. But here behind we've got Loch Lomond. It's absolutely beautiful, so nice around here, so peaceful. So here you've got Loch Lomond. There are some brighter spells in the background, so hopefully I'll get some of that later on. So today's route is just over 3,800 feet of elevation, so well over 1,000 meters, but it's quite a strenuous route, especially up. There's not many flat spots at all to catch your breath, so it's pretty steep all the way. So been going about an hour now, just over 500 meters up, so I'm about halfway from the summit. It's it's a tough one, that's for sure. I'll shortly be going into the Clag of Doom, so probably in about 100 or 200 meters time. So today I've got some new gear to talk about and show you later. Got a new Osprey backpack, got a new tent that hasn't featured on the channel before, a really good value deep winter sleeping pad. Right, so first cairn of the day, just about to ascend into the Clag. There's another cairn in the distance. Right, so here we have the summit of Ben Vorlich. So 3,232 feet. Oh, feels good to be back up and bagging the summit. Oh, you can't beat it every time I hit one. Just feels so good. Get in. So now got like a short descent and ascent to Stuc Chroin, so bag another summit and then I've got to find somewhere to camp. But at the moment, I don't know if you can see this whipping over like that. Woohoo! Feel alive. Alright, this is the final part. The ascent. Just got to get through this rock garden to the summit up there. Oh, this is hard. Oh, the second summit is so steep. Everything's wet, slippy. God, it's just so steep. I've got about 15 kg backpack on. The legs are starting to feel it now. It's 5 o'clock, it's going to get dark any second. So close to the summit. So here we have it, finally made it. The summit of Stuc Chroin. known as the peak of danger, and that is true, that is. So it's 3,199 feet high, and I've found the perfect place to summit camp. So I'm going to put my little tent right there, right on top of the summit. So this is my first proper Munro Summit Wild Camp. It's it's gonna get blowy, I just know it is, but you got to try these things, haven't you? So yeah, I like the look of this spot at the moment. There's, without a shadow of a doubt, there's some proper gusts in the air, so might get battered tonight, but we'll see. All good fun. So the tent I got with me today is the Hilleberg Unna. So it's a one-person, four-season tent. It's well known, it's been fully freestanding, but it has a small vestibule. What I'm going to do is just show you how I pitch, right? So forget doing it in the garden or doing it in a field. When I'm actually out and about, the first thing that I'm going to do, always, it's not that windy, otherwise I'd put a peg in the bags as well, but is set the poles up. There's no point getting the tent out unless the poles are up. So that's what I'm going to do straight away. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put all my pegs in my pocket. It sounds silly, but you don't want to keep coming back to the little tent peg bag. You just want to pitch the tent as fast as you can. You can only do that if they're accessible. So straight in the pocket. Now what I'm going to do with the tent, I'm just going to peg it down in a couple of corners. Now the wind's coming this way, so I'm going to peg this way first, so I'm not battling into wind trying to pitch the tent. Now I can start threading the poles through the tent. Right, so tent's pitched. It's looking fairly taut. The ground's not too bad, to be honest. I've just kept it away from the very, very edge because the gusts are really bad. But one thing I have done is the two guy lines facing the wind. I've got these really long Hilleberg Black Label tent pegs, which are real beefy, longer, so they should just steady it a little bit better. So it's all pitched, ready to start getting my stuff ready inside. So the bag I've got with me today is the Osprey Volt 65, which they've bought back. So it's like a slightly cheaper version of the Osprey Kestrel. What I love about it, you can just whip the front off, so I've got full access to all my gear, so it's dead easy to set up camp and pack away after. So first thing I'm going to do, because I deserve it today, I'm going to sink a Punk IPA 5.4%. Should get me in the mood, and then I'm going to start setting up my sleep system. I'm going to put some warm clothes on soon too, because I've generated a lot of heat getting up here, but that will soon disappear, especially when it gets dark, and by my watch that's about 10 minutes. So that's my elevation today, 1,161 meters gained. Nice little bit of anaerobic training. Recovery 28 hours, that's unfortunate. But I've done sort of 8k, so what, just over 5 miles, just under 3 hours. But it was tough. That last bit was really hard today. Two hard going Munros. So today I'm trying out my new Lighttour inflatable sleeping pad. Now this is actually tiny. You wouldn't believe how small this is, but it's got an R rating of 7.5, which is unbelievable for the size it is. So here's the Lighttour pad blown up. So learned from my mistake of getting the last one, so this time I've got the large instead. Right, so this is what I've got with me. So I used the Salomon X Ultra 360s. Use these on the West Highland Way. Brewdog. This is a little treat to myself too. M&S Scotch X, yes. Got my little Decathlon sit pad. I've got my jet boil, my AeroPress coffee, then I've got my water, then I've got a bag of food, I've got a bag of like a wash kit, towel, pee bag, then I've got some clothes, then I've got my AV stuff, mountain equipment, waterproof. Then I've got my Zen bivy bed, which I absolutely love. I really do. I can't rate that enough. It's expensive, but it's bloody good. And then at the bottom, I've got a big dry bag with all the other sort of bags in there. Then I've got my Osprey Volt, and then I've got my hat, my gloves, and a few other bits there too. The trousers are looking very second hand. This is my little pitch, and this is the view out. Clag. Look at the moisture in the air. I think it's a high chance of condensation tonight. Tonight's meal, a nice big chicken korma, using the Jetboil Flash 2.0. So one of my little treats today was a set of hand warmers. I think they're only about £1 packet of 2. But I forgot how good these are. Keep hearing a strange noise. It's like it's not a moo, it's not a bar. It's really deep. Really deep. I haven't got a clue what it is. I mean, I'm literally on top of a proper mountain, and it's impossible to get up it. It's ridiculously hard to get up to this summit bit. Really weird. I don't know what it is. So it's 6:45, and this is what I've woken up to. So got a fairly clear start to the day. Might even see a bit of a sunrise. But it's great, you can see the silhouettes of the mountains. So here's a little condensation check for you, which even the vents got condensation on it. But yeah, it's no different to when I had my Hilleberg Solo as well. Massive amounts of condensation on the inner. A little bit annoying down here because it's got my sleeping bag, which isn't ideal. But that's the problem. They call it ventilation, but there's no through flow, so it's only going to ever be of limited use. Sunrise is definitely coming. Just got to be patient. But what a morning. What a morning it is. Right, so people are going to hate me for doing this. I bought my AeroPress because I absolutely love coffee in the morning. Cannot beat it. And also, I see more and more people going away from the all-in-one stoves favouring the little titanium cup, which is fair enough because it's easy. It's an easy way to save weight. Very easy to save weight, but the speed of the jet boil is just unreal. It's so fast, and it's, to be honest, just convenient, and everything fits together nicely. You can't really fault it too much. So let's get it on. So a couple of things that's worth mentioning. The Osprey Volt 65 is pretty comfy, to be fair. I had probably about 15 kilos including food and water. It's pretty comfy. I can't really fault it too much for that. Sleep system, you know by now, absolutely love this. Zen bivvy bed is so good. It's so good. And this new Lighttour mat, without a doubt, it's a warm mat. It really is. I'll find out how much it is because I've forgotten. But this is a really warm mat. As with all these sort of multi-layer foil mats, can be like a little bit noisier. This isn't too bad. It's not too bad. But it does the job without a doubt. I had a really nice warm sleep last night. Apart from I've got spiders everywhere. But yeah, and this gear, it's all quite expensive, but it's designed in the UK for UK conditions, and you can tell that. It's just so comfy. It's nearly all made of synthetic materials, so no down. So if it gets damp, it's still warm. But it's a cracking tent. It's no drafts, nice and warm, but the ventilation is poor and you do get a fair amount of condensation. But to be honest, I'd rather be warm. Got my little sponge. It's no drama. People make a massive deal out of condensation. Honestly, it's not the end of the world at all. Much rather be in a sturdy, warm tent. That is also the other thing you get with one person tents. You usually do get a bit more condensation with that. But it's brilliant. I mean, where I am, let's see, I'm right on the edge of a cliff here. Jeez, look at that. Flipping heck. That is the fast ticket down to the bottom. Just a sheer drop off there, and where my tent was pitched. If I'd gone further than that, down into the abyss. I'll review this properly, but I'll just show you inside the Unna. So you have got this tiny little vestibule space here. You really do need that pegging point to make the most of it. But inside, I've got my sleep system. But you see, you've still got a really good space. Probably got like 50 centimetres in front of my sleeping pad there. But for one person, it's just a lovely space. I can see why people really do rate these. So behind me here, this is Ben Vorlich that I did yesterday. Don't know if you can remember the two sort of summits at the top that I did. It's a magnificent mountain from this direction. It really is. It looks like a proper mountain, and yeah, they're the ones I always like, the ones that sort of stand on their own 2 feet. Really quite awe-inspiring as well, and yeah, Yeah, I'm glad it was in the clouds yesterday, because I'm not sure if I would if I would have liked the ascent that it was showing, because it looks like I've done a bit of mountaineering to get up it, that's for sure. But yeah, it's absolute stunning Munro, that one. Highly recommend that. And this is definitely with a sort of rucksack on. It's it'd be a great one to do too. Right, so that's it. Stuc Chroin Wild Camp complete. Got all my rubbish with me, all of it, even the little bits, absolutely everything. There is no excuses, guys. This is what it should look like at the end, just like you found it. So someone else can have the enjoyment that I did last night. But wow, one, what a spot. And two, just, oh God, it's great to be back in the Highlands. It's just like a big version of Lake District, basically. Well, an enormous version of the Lake District. But it's been absolutely superb. Loved every minute of it. Still can't work out what those noises are. God, I just haven't even seen any animals, let alone the ones that are making this right racket. But it has been superb. So now hike back to my vehicle. And there you go, that's what I scaled yesterday evening. The left hand side of that, a 15 kg backpack on. So I can finally clear up what noises I heard. So just talking to lovely old boy, Scottish guy, clearing the paths, and it was stags. Apparently it's towards the end of their, I'm sure he said like barking season, but he said, oh, did they sound like a cow? I was like, yeah, they definitely had that sort of cow noise to him. So it wasn't a sort of alien life form or a monster. It was stags. Just like to say a huge thank you for watching. I do sort of struggle to video these one-day wild camps. Feel like the videography, content creating gets in the way of pleasure, which is the end of the day. That's why I do this. So huge thank you for watching. It's also a huge challenge making these videos, that's for sure. But it's been an absolutely epic wild camp. Very, very memorable one. And my first Munro Summit wild camp. And what a first one to have. It's been absolutely brilliant. So if you haven't before, please check out my other videos. But I hope to see you backpacking soon. Cheers.